Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasetravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sriman Narayana. Blessings of Sri Chinajaya Swamiji. We are continuing chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita. We finished sloka 26. We'll start with sloka 27 today. You can see sloka 27.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Please chant. Sarvani Indriya Karmani
Sarvani Karmani
Prana Karmani Chapare Atma Samyama Yogagno
Atma Samyama Yoga
Juhvati Jnanadipite.
Juhvati Jnanadipite
Chant together.
Sarvani Indriya Karmani
Karmani Chapare
Atma Samyama Yoga
Juhvati
Jnanadipite.
So, Lord Krishna is giving us the knowledge about what the karma yogis do, what kind of activities karma yogis do as yajnas, right? Any activity that karma yogi is doing is a yajna, or one who is doing all his activities as karma, as yajnas is called as karma yogi. Whatever karma yogi does is yajna. So it's it's mutually, the same thing, right? So in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, we'll just quickly recap on previous sloka. Lord Krishna said some karma yogis, they offer the indriya abilities, srotradi indriyani, the indriya abilities such as hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, seeing, these are all the indriya abilities, right? They offer these indriya abilities in samyama agnishu, in the fire of self-control. See, yajna is typically you are taking a material, using an instrument and offering it into the fire, right? Okay, and someone is doing it. A person is taking the material, using an instrument and offering into the fire. That is what we see as a physical activity. So the knowledge behind that is they consider the material as Brahma. They consider the instrument as Brahma. They consider that offering, the whatever fire that they are offering to is Brahma. They consider the person who is performing is also Brahma. Okay, so what it means is that Brahma or Paramatma is indweller of all, supporting everything, right? So instead of thinking I am doing it, it is Paramatma. I'm just an instrument in the hands of Paramatma, and he's enabling me to do it. So it's not like I become Brahma and I'm doing it, right? I'm an instrument in the hands of Brahma, and Brahma is indweller of me. When I say me, it is Atma. Paramatma is indweller of Atma, is the Atma of Atma, is the source energy behind me to do this activity. If Paramatma is not willing, I will not be able to use my body, right? I will not be in this body, first of all. My whatever, I cannot say my Atma because I am Atma. So I cannot function if Paramatma is not giving me the energy. So I am able to perform the activity means Paramatma is sustaining this body, right? Is in my body is able to give me energy to perform the activity. Paramatma is indweller of the material and also the supporter of that material. He is the reason why the material exists. Those instruments are functioning because of Paramatma. He is the indweller who is enabling the instruments to function. And the fire is Brahma also. Fire is the Paramatma as well. I am offering whatever activity that I'm doing, I'm offering it as a service to Paramatma. Okay. So when I do that, then it becomes Yajna. Okay. So in the previous sloka, he is saying that abilities of the indriyas, okay, that is hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, seeing. So those abilities, I am offering it into the fire of self-control. Okay, what it means is that I am able to keep my senses away from the sensory objects. Okay, things that I'm not supposed to do. I'm not supposed to experience using the senses, right? So something that makes me tamasic, for example, I need to keep away from it. That keeping away activity is also yajna. I mean, so deep concepts, right? So I'm not doing anything there. Like, let us say, there is something tamasic food in front of me, and I need to, and I feel like eating it. Okay, but with self-control, I'm keeping my senses away from it. When I'm not eating there, right? But that the act of not eating is also yajna. Okay, so I'm offering that as yajna. I'm offering it to Paramatma. Okay, that is one way of looking at it. The other way is that self-control is Paramatma. Right? Any fire, the Brahmagna, he said, right? So the fire is Brahma. So here, Samyama Agni, Samyama Agnishu means inside the fire of self-control or into the fire of self-control. That is Brahma according to the framework, right? The fire is the Brahma. So that self-control is Brahma. So I'm not thinking that I am the one out of my own will, I'm able to control my senses, right? The controller of senses is Paramatma, right? So that abilities that I'm, restraining, that activity, I'm offering it as a yajna. I'm considering it as a yajna by thinking that Paramatma, I'm offering this to you, right? So he's the one who is enabling me to do that activity. It's not my own ability that I'm able to control my senses. Okay. So one is, so the first yajna is, in this particular sloka, is keeping our senses away from the sense objects. Okay. Sensory pleasures that deviate ourselves from our ultimate goal. Okay. So that is one yajna. The second yajna is Sabdadin Vishayan Indriya Agnishu Juhvati. Sabdadin Vishayan Indriya Agnishu Juhvati. Shabda Adi Vishayan. So the Vishayas are objects of senses, which are again material sensory pleasures. If you see it one that way, like objects of senses, object of our eyes is whatever form that we see, right? Color, form. Object of sense for our tongue is taste. Object of sense for our ears is sound. Nose is smell, right? So all these, those are the vishayas, objects of senses or sensory pleasures. Indriya Agnishu Jupati, offering it to the fire of Indriyas. So now, if I am experiencing it, so first we try to stay away from the sensory pleasures. Okay. Those which we need to avoid, we are keeping away from those. The second is those we are supposed to experience, right? We cannot live in this world without experiencing anything, right? So whatever we are experiencing through our senses, do it as yajna as well. So we consider our indriyas as fire, and we are offering whatever dravyas are there. Dravya is a material, you know, like in case of yajna, we are offering material into the fire. In case of this activity of seeing, for example, that object of the sense, whatever we see, we are offering it into the eye. Okay. So we are offering it as a service to God as well. Okay. So whatever we are experiencing in this world is all treated as service to God. You know, so our indriyas are Brahma there. We are offering whatever we are seeing is Brahma, that is a material, through our senses. I mean, through whatever you know, other things that would help us. You know, we are able to see through, let us say, because there is light, and we are using some instruments to see whatever is that we are able to use to see through that. So those are all the instruments. Again, they are all our, you know, we treat them as Paramatma. Paramatma is indweller in those instruments, and we are offering that sensory object into the fire of our indriyas. Okay, so whatever we experience, we are offering to Paramatma. So our indriyas are Paramatma. Objects are Paramatma. So we are able to see everywhere Paramatma. Brahma is indweller of everything. So that is a previous shloka. In the current shloka, Lord Krishna is going for further. Apare. So there are some other karma yogis. Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani juhvati. Okay. Juhvati, they are offering. Okay, offering as oblation, offering that dravya material. What is that material? They are offering sarvani indriya karmani, all activities of the senses. Prana karmani cha. Cha means and. So these two go together. So sarvani indriya karmani and prana karmani. Prana is the vital breaths. You know, the whatever vital breath that makes us alive. Okay, that is prana. Makes us, you know, makes this body function. So the activities of those vital breaths. So those two we are offering. Those are the two materials, right? Dravyas. We are offering them as oblation into Atma Samyama Yoga Agnav. Yoga Agni, into that fire of Atma Samyama Yoga. Atma Samyama Yoga is practice of controlling the manas. Atma there is not the soul or self. Atma here means manas. Okay, sixth chapter. Also name is starts with Atma. So it's a manas or mind. Loosely translated it as mind, but the correct translation is manas. So we are offering those sarvani indriya karmani and prana karmani into the fire of practice of controlling the manas. Jnana dipite. Jnana dipite is which is kindled by the knowledge. So you have the manas, right? Typically manas is running after the sensory pleasures, isn't it? Manas is filled with vasanas. Okay, so they are longing. Manas is longing for the pleasures of senses. I want to experience this. I want to experience this. It is coming for many births, right? So that manas, okay, we like the fire. The fire is the control of the manas. How did we get the control of the manas? Is through the knowledge. So the knowledge lit the fire in us, right? Imagine, you have the you have something that needs to be burned, right? You have to light it with something, right? Otherwise, it's not burning. So Jnana is the one that is lighting the fire of, what is that fire? That fire is the control. Okay, the control of the manas. So with Jnana, my manas is under control. Okay, so that controlled manas is the fire. Into that fire, I am offering the activities of the senses and the activities of the vital breaths. Okay, so basically all my activities are going into that fire of the manas that is under control. So whatever I'm experiencing I'm offering them to the controlled manas. Controlled manas is the Brahma, which is the fire. So I'm not just giving it to some manas that runs after all the senses. Like if that is the case, then there is no fire there. Like imagine there's yajna without any fire and then you're pouring material into it, right? You don't call that as yajna. So the controlled manas is the fire, which is lit by the knowledge. Now that into that controlled manas, I'm offering everything. So that means I'm not like disturbed by what I'm experiencing. So who is the controller of the manas then? Parama. Brahma. So my manas is under control. That is the fire. He is Brahma. Into that I'm offering. Whatever I'm offering is Brahma. That is all the activities that I'm experiencing through the outside world and all the activities that happen in my body, right? Everything I am offering it to Paramatma. Right? Manas is the one that is controlling the body, typically, right? Mind. Mind controls all the senses. So, and buddhi controls manas if it is strong. So um, one is the senses. So again, the recap: senses we are keeping away. That self-control, keeping away the senses, is Brahma. Okay, whatever we are experiencing through the senses, that experiences we are offering to Brahma. And all those activities that we are experiencing, we are giving it to the fire of controlled manas. So I am not reacting to it. I'm only responding. Okay. So when I'm not reacting to it, I don't say, oh, I am the one who did it, right? It's Paramatma. We are offering it to Paramatma. He is the one who is giving us the ability. Okay.
Professor Garu, I mean, in Sloka 23, right? So we said whose mind is established in the Atma Jnana. And in this also, right? I mean, like a wisdom illuminated by the wisdom, right? That's what he said. It's lit by the lamp, I mean, lamp of knowledge, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's Atma Jnana we're referring to both places. It's not different from that. It's not different between 23 and
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's correct.
Same, right? Okay.
So basically, Atma Jnanam and the Jnana on how to do any activity.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they all go together. So, yeah, Atma Jnanam, Paramatma Jnanam, and Jnana of how to do all the activities. Combine all of them. So that's the knowledge. That knowledge is lighting the fire, right? Of control of the manas. Or in other words, manas is under control because of the jnana.
Jnana, what you have,
right? Again, because primary thing is Atma. So that's the foundation. Otherwise, our manas will not be under control.
Yeah.
Even the action of actually controlling the senses is also a yajna.
Yeah. Yes. Every activity that we do is yajna. Then only we become karma yoga. Then only we become karma yogi, and whatever activities that we are doing are karma yoga.
So the distinction here of actually controlling the senses to do the action and not controlling the action to do the actual action is also considered as a yajna.
Yajna. Yes.
So now, how do we distinguish between what to be controlled and what not to be controlled?
Oh, there are several things, right? I mean, we have to first do our duties. Anything that is not our duty, we have to control. That is one way, one aspect of it. The second is when we talk about gunas, right? We have to focus on sattva and keep away from tamas. Very high level.
Yeah.
Right? Very high level. So yeah, this entire Bhagavad Gita has so many things that tell us what to do, how to do, and all that. So these are, I mean, anything that we do, we have to do it as yajna, is what Lord Krishna is saying. Anything that we should not do, also treat it as yajna only.
Yes, yajna.
I mean, so whether we experience through our senses because we are supposed to experience, whether we don't experience because we are controlling ourselves, that's also yajna. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka. Sloka 28.
Yeah, we can say it.
Dravya yajnastapo yajnaha
द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः
yoga yajnastatha pare
योगयज्ञास्तथा परे
swadhyaya jnana yajnascha
स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञा च
yatayah samsritavrataha.
यतयः संश्रितव्रताः
Dravya
द्रव्ययज्ञास्तो यज्ञाः
yoga
योगयज्ञास्तपो परे यतयः संस्कृतव्रताः.
So in this sloka, Lord Krishna is further explaining all the vikarmas in one shot. Okay. So vikarmas are vividham karmas, or various karmas, various activities that we do. Okay. So what are those? Lord Krishna is saying tatha apare, and some other karma yogis. What yatayaha is those who endeavor, those who put in great effort. Okay. Samsitavrataha, those who have firm conviction. Okay. Sankalpa, conviction. Dravya yajnaha, okay, those who procure material items, those who are performing the yajnas, procuring material or with the material items. So what are the kind of dravya yajnas we can do?
Donating money, you can donate cash.
Done. Perfect. Yes. So we have some money, so that is the dravya, and we are offering that as service to Paramatma. We are donating that as yajna. See, if we are donating it for the purpose of getting name, fame, or praise, something in return, because they are going to appreciate me or give me some kind of a memento, call me onto the stage and put garland. If I'm thinking with that, I'm donating the money, or even if I donate the money and I'm not, I do not get anything in return, then if I'm feeling bad about it, in both the cases, it is not yajna. Okay. So whatever material that we have, we are offering it. When we offer it, we do not expect anything in return. Okay, so we are donating it as charity. Then we do not expect anything in return. That becomes dravya yajna. Okay. Important to know that this dravyas, the material is obtained through righteous means. Okay, that we are offering it. So that is the dravya yajna. Tapo yajna, those who practice austerity, tapas. Yoga yajna, those who practice union. So yoga is the meaning is union. Union with what? It's the question, right? So
Paramatma.
yeah. So basically, karma yoga. So this is karma yoga. Encompasses all kinds of activities. Okay, that Lord Krishna is explaining to this in this particular sloka. So you are doing any yajna with a material. So that is one type. Okay, anything that you do as austerity, like you are fasting, for example. There your that fasting activity is also yajna. Okay, so that is tapo yajna. Now you want to, you're going to temples, you're going to sacred places, you're taking bath in a sacred river, and seeing uh, you know going and seeing prominent places, right? Ashramams, and let's say Sri Swamiji is coming on July 2nd evening. So, and he'll be here in New Jersey for 3 days. So you'll go there, and so like serves Sri Swamiji, you can take receive Tirtham. So that is it is not Dravya Yajna. You are just going there to take blessings. It is not Tapo Yajna. You're not fasting or something like that. Yoga Yajna is encompassing all these activities where you are in union with, you can say, you can union with Paramatma, or union with with that goal of reaching Paramatma. Okay, so those are all activities that you are doing to purify yourself, or get knowledge, get more knowledge, right? So you visit those places, and then that kind of activity is yoga yajnaha. Now, swadhyaya yajnaha, those who perform the sacrifice of studying scriptures, swadhyaya, studying scriptures. Okay, that they like performed as a yajna. Okay, and jnana yajnaha, the jnana yajna is performing the sacrifice. The yajna is translated in English as sacrifice, or we can call it as service. Performing the action of learning from the scriptures, and teaching whatever we learned, and practicing them. So Swadhyaya is learning, so you can keep that studying. So Swadhyaya is just studying, right? Jnana Yajna is your understanding the meaning. So one is like just chanting. Okay, you're able to chant Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, and all these great scriptures. That is Swadhyaya Yajna. Okay, doing those activities as yajna, swadhyaya yajna. Jnana yajna is you're learning, or you're understanding the meaning of it, you are practicing the meaning, and you are able to teach. Okay, the activity of teaching is jnana yajna. Okay, so these are all the different vikarmas, or various karmas. Okay, so which are performed as yajna. So Dravya yajna, tapo yajna, yoga yajna, swadhyaya yajna, jnana yajna. Okay. These are the broad categories of yajnas that Lord Krishna is giving. Okay. Yatayaha, who are putting their effort. Okay. Karma yogis putting their effort to perform these activities. And these are the various activities. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. So there are some who, whatever they experience with senses, they treat it as yajna. We learned in the previous book, right? So and then there are some other karma yogis who are putting their effort in doing Dravya yajna, tapo yajna, jnana yajna, swadhyaya yajna, yoga yajna, jnana yajna. All these yajnas, they're putting their effort. Okay, so they are performing all these activities as yajna.
So I have a question on the Dravya Yajna. Remember on 17th chapter, Krishna talks about Satvik Dan, Rajasik Dan, and Tamasic Dan, right? 20 and
Yes.
22. So how is that different than this? So just there he talks
No,
about
there's not.
Satvik.
I mean, dana, like the donation, is one of the Dravya Yajnas.
Okay.
Right? You're doing something with the material. Okay. So you have the material and you're donating it. That is an activity that you're doing with the material. And Satvik Danam is the Danam that we should do, not the Rajasik or Tamasic. Right? So if you are doing the Satvik Dana, then it becomes Yajna. Right? Because you are doing it as service to God, not for your own sake. Without expecting anything in return, without expectations. I mean, Karma Yoga fundamental is with doing any activity without expectations, right? Not any activity, doing the activities that we are supposed to do without expectations. So if we have expectations in return, or if we are feeling that, oh, I was supposed to get this result, I did not get it, and being agitated about it, or angry, or sad, or depressed, all that is not Karma Yoga. So Rajasic Yajna, Rajasic Dana, or Tamasic Dana will not be Yajna. So that's why we need to develop the Sattvic Guna in order for us to perform Karma Yoga. Okay. So those are all the activities that some Karma Yogis are doing. Okay, so now we'll see more activities that other Karma Yogis do. Sloka 29. Apane juhvati pranam
Apane juhvati pranam
prane panam tatha pare
prane panam tatha pare
pranapana gati rudbha
pranapanagatiriruddha
pranayama parayanaha.
pranayama parayana
Let's chant together. Apane
Apane
pranam
pranam
prane panam
tatha pare pranayama
Okay, Lord Krishna is saying tatha pare, other and others. Okay, so again, Lord Krishna is giving different vikarmas or different activities that karma yogis do. Okay, others in the previous loka yatayaha, he said, who are putting their effort in doing those activities. Okay, now here pranayama parayanaha in this particular sloka is talking about those who are devoted to the control of breath, who practice pranayama or breath control. Okay. So, and again, this sloka is very close to Balaji Garu. We're learning yoga from Balaji Garu, and so thankful to Balaji Garu. So great. Yeah, so every day Balaji Garu does this, right? Pranayama.
That's the toughest job for me in pranayama.
Yes.
There we are his sishyas over there. We learned it from him. We do it on our own though.
Yes. 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 So you're all pranayama parayana. And whatever you're doing, the pranayama activity is also yajna. Okay, if you are doing it as yajna, of course. I mean, the pranayama is an activity, a karma, an activity that you're doing. You can do it as yajna by applying the principles, the framework of yajna, right? So, how do we apply the principles of yajna here? So, pranayama is just, inhale and exhale, right? So, focusing on inhalation and focusing on exhalation and holding the breath. The inhalation, focus on inhaling is puraka. Balaji garu, please correct me if I'm saying something. Focus on exhaling is rechaka, and holding the breath is kumbhaka. So these are the three activities in different timings, different orders, and again Balaji garu teaches us. So that practice of these three actions, inhaling, holding, exhaling, inhaling, holding, and exhaling, that is pranayama parayana, activity of pranayama. Okay, so people who are interested in pranayama activity, okay, they are doing it as yajna. Okay, how are they doing? Juhvati is saying, Lord Krishna is saying, apane pranam, prane apana. So it's like one in the other. So apane is into the outward movement. Prana is inward and apana is outward, right? So apane pranam means the pranam is going into apana. Okay, apane is the seventh vibhakti. Okay, pranam is inward vital force going into the outward movement, outward vital force. Okay, ingoing breath into the fire. So he said Juhpati, right? Juhpati apane pranam. So I am offering my prana, the inward movement, okay, into the outward movement. Okay, apana. And then prane apana. Apanam into prana. That is offering the outward vital force, that is rechaka, outward vital force. I am offering it into the inward movement or incoming breath. So it's simply like when I'm taking inhaling, I am not treating like I am inhaling, okay, for myself. I'm offering it as a material into the fire of into the fire of what? The outward movement, right? And the outward movement, when I'm exhaling, I'm offering it to the incoming movement or incoming breath. Okay. So now imagine whatever I'm offering is Brahma and whatever I'm offering into is Brahma. So the inhaling, whatever I'm inhaling, the incoming breath is Brahma, is supported by Brahma into the fire of Brahma. Okay. Then the outward, whatever I'm exhaling is Brahma into the, outside, the whatever is incoming breath. Like later it becomes incoming breath, right? So that inhaling is considered as yajna, and exhaling is considered as yajna. So deep, right? Like, I mean, now tell me, can we live without doing any yajna?
Yeah.
If for living we have to inhale and exhale, right?
Mm.
Now, I don't have an opportunity to do yajna. Can anybody say?
No.
No, right? So just consider your inhaling as yajna. Do it as yajna. You are offering your, that incoming breath is yajna. I mean, sorry, is Brahma. That activity becomes yajna, right? So inhaling activity becomes yajna when you consider whatever you are inhaling, that as material. Okay, that air that you are inhaling is Brahma. You are inhaling for the purpose as an offering to Brahma. So that part is done. Inhaling is an activity. Now it became yajna. Now, whatever you had, so your you inhale, now you have to exhale. That exhaling is also, activity. That is Brahma you are exhaling as an offering to Brahma. Okay. And Lord Krishna said, prana apana gati ruddha. So prana and apana. So in inward flow and the outward flow. Prana is inward, right? And apana is outward. Gati ruddha, you are stopping the flow of both incoming and outgoing. So that is kumbhaka. That is also yajna. So stopping the flow of inward and outward movement of the vital force is yajna. Actually, ruddha, and then continuing in the next sloka. Okay, so we'll look at the next sloka as well. Okay, so all the three activities of pranayama can be done as yajna. That is the primary thing. Okay, and there are those who are interested in doing pranayama. They are able to do the pranayama activity as yajna. Prana into apana is one yajna, apana into prana is another yajna, and stopping both prana and apana flow is another yajna. Kumbhaka is another yajna. Okay. So let's chant sloka 30. अपरे नियताहाराः
अपरे
Yatahara
प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदः यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः Let's chant together. apare
Niyatah
Prananeshu
Juhoti
Sarve
Yajna Kshipata Ashaha.
So Lord Krishna is saying apare, others. Niyata aharaha. Niyata aharaha is those who are having regulated food habits. Okay. What are they doing? What are they doing as yajna? Juhvati pranan praneshu. Offer, Juhvati is offering as oblation and performing the homa. Pranan praneshu. Vital forces into the fire of vital forces. Okay. So this is linked to that kumbhaka, right? So you're offering pranan praneshu. Okay, there are actually pancha pranas. Prana is primary life source or inward movement related to respiration or inhalation. Apana is outward movement, related to elimination, taking out the waste. Samana is related to digestion and assimilation. And Udana is related to speech, mind, memory, creativity, spiritual development in all this Udana. And Vyana is blood circulation, nervous system throughout the body. Right? These are all the pancha pranas, vital forces that are acting in our body. Balaji, is that correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Yajna acts as a coordinator throughout the body.
So movement throughout the body. So now these are all the 5 pranas. So pranan praneshu, you are offering one prana into the other pranas, right? So now it includes, prana into apana, apana into prana, and basically kumbhaka, and then other pranas as well. So whatever activities that are happening in our body, right, the vital forces that are acting in our body, okay, we are treating them as yajna. Okay, so those who are niyata aharaha, so that is those who are having the regulated food habits, controlled food habits, right? So I guess that shows that this activity can only be performed by those who control their food habits, right? So that is the, when you're performing dravya yajna, tapo yajna, jnana, all that, those who are putting effort, he said, yatayaha. And those who are interested in pranayama, for them, he said, the prana into apana, apana into prana. Okay, and then those who control the food habits, have regulated food habits, they are able to do the pranan praneshu jupati. Okay, pranan is multiple, it's a plural. Into praneshu is also plural, into the pranas. Okay, so all the vital activities that happen in our body, they are also considered as yajna. Okay. So, and then Lord Krishna is saying, Sarve api ete, Sarve api, that is all these, right? All these, Yajna vidaha, all these are knowers of Yajna. So now, after giving all that, Lord Krishna is saying, all these are the knowers of Yajna. One who is talking about, first talked about senses, talked about control of the mind, right? Offering everything, whatever goes into our mind, whatever goes into our senses, whatever happens in our body, whatever we are doing with our body, right? Like Dravya Yajna, Tapya Yajna, Jnana Yajna, and all that we are doing with our body. And then whatever breathing and breathing includes both inhaling and exhaling, right? So those who are performing these as yajna, all those are the knowers of yajna. Okay, and then yajna kshapita kalmashaha, those whose sins, kalmashaha, the sins are destroyed by yajna. Yajna kshapita kalmashaha. These are the people, like for these people who know yajna, who are the knowers of yajna, their sins are destroyed by those yajna that they perform. Okay, so I mean, indirectly, what Lord Krishna is saying, if you perform yajna, then your sins are destroyed, right? So in order to destroy our sins, we need to perform our activities as yajna.
Sometimes people go to Kashi and offer their most favorite food. Probably that is also one type of sacrifice there.
Yes.
It's embedded in our culture.
Yeah, it is yoga yajna.
Yeah.
Yoga yajna. So visiting sacred places, is yoga yajna. So that's why we have the pilgrimage concept, right? We all have, we go to sacred places and worship, worship Paramatma in whatever form there.
Thank you.
There is no, it is not like if you are doing one type of activity, you are karma yogi, and other type of activity, you are not a karma yogi. Taking, breathing basically is also, you can become karma yogi. If you are considering yourself, you perform it as yajna, then you are doing karma yoga just by the fact of breathing. And when you do it as yajna, it destroys our sins. So maybe that's the reason why, isn't it the most easy thing to do if you just do pranayama? Right? You don't need anything. You don't need any material. Isn't it? You don't have to work hard, struggle hard. You don't need, only thing is, if you, we need to control our food, and we should be interested in it. But as long as we are interested, we can perform that as yajna and get rid of our sins.
But I
We
think
don't have to.
sometimes people are performing without this knowledge, they're just practicing it as a physical activity.
Yeah, exactly.
They call it
Then
a
it is
breathing
yajna.
exercise.
See, if we are thinking that my Kundalini is going to rise, I'm going to have these experiences, and my BP is going to be controlled, my sugar is going to be controlled. With those expectations, if I'm doing it, yes, they will happen, but the sins are not going to be clear. The intermediate results may happen, right? I mean, it's not that our body is not going to become healthy, but they are missing the opportunity. So any activity that we do, if we are doing it as yajna, then we are utilizing the opportunity. If we don't do it as yajna, then we are basically not utilizing the opportunity and incurring debt, right? So if you perform some activity, you are repaying your debt. The same activity, if you don't perform it as yajna, you are incurring debt. So much difference. It's not even neutral anymore.
Sir, I have a question on this one. Like, till now, what we had is a list of questions. A list of characteristics of, yajna. And maybe say, just hypothetical, that we had a list of 10. But if a person is only doing 5 of them, so what is he? Is he still means, on the right path, or you have to be doing all the 10, which is, described by Lord Krishna in order to be, sort of be a karma yogi or whatever.
So you can do any one of them, any of them. There's no thing like you have to do all of them, like Swadhyaya Yajna, Jnana Yajna, Tapo Yajna, and Dravya Yajna. You may not be able to do all of them. You may not be able to do pranayama and all these are different karmas, vikarmas. You are performing as yajnas. Okay, that's why he said apare. He's saying, right? So there are other karma yogis who are doing this activity. Other karma yogis. He didn't say you have to do all of them and then only you become karma yogi.
Got it.
So there could be one karma yogi who is just doing pranayama. That activity, during that activity, if I'm doing it as yajna, that activity becomes karma yoga. Okay, and that will clear the sin. As soon as we come out of it and then we are doing something else, not as yajna, then again we'll start acquiring karma bondage, right? So
it makes sense. All the sadhus means of the previous, they would be meditating and all that. So they were also doing the karma yogi, right? No, they might not. They had little possessions, so there's not much of a sacrifice over there. But just trying to learn and meditate and all that, I guess. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So, for example, Swadhyaya Yajna, Jnana Yajna go together. Let us say, study the scriptures, understand the meaning, practice them, and teach them. Okay. So those two together, if you are doing that activity as yajna, it is clearing the sins, right? Swadhyaya means studying of the scriptures. Swadhyaya yajna is you can do that activity as yajna by you're again apply the framework, whatever material that you are using, who is doing it, who is supporting it, who we are offering to. When we are applying that framework, and always think about Paramatma when we are doing those activities. Okay, supported by Paramatma, for the sake of Paramatma. If I'm doing it, then it becomes yajna. So the same person may not be doing other things, right? Dravya yajna, for example, they may not have material to donate, or they may not be doing tapo yajna, or they may not be going to places, yoga yajna. It's fine. But if you are doing the activity, do it as yajna. So if you are doing anything with the material, you are building something, do it as yajna. That material is supported by Paramatma. I'm supported by Paramatma. I'm just an instrument in doing it, and I'm offering whatever material I'm using. I'm offering that to Paramatma as service to Paramatma. Right? It is not I'm not expecting anything in return for that material. I'm not considering that material is mine. I'm not considering that I'm able to do that by myself. So then it becomes yajna.
Got it. Thanks.
Well, Professor, just on the Shyam's question, right? I mean, if someone does pranayama as yajna, okay, that's good. He's probably his sins will be destroyed. At the same time, if he's not doing other karma, right, as yajna, then again he's getting sin, right? I mean, yes, you might be the person might be cleaning up some sins by doing pranayama as yajna, but if you're doing other work, and again, if you don't do the karma yoga, right, and then
Yes.
getting more sins, right? I mean,
Yes.
So I think it's good to do at least some of this, or at least on, right? I mean, that's probably right. I think to Shyam's question.
In general, the thought process is, once a person digests what yajna is and understands how to practice, it becomes a second nature for him in all the activities.
Yeah, everything you do is
exactly. You start with one of them which is close to you. For example, let's say we are taught pranayam from from a very young age, or whatever the case may be. So that person may tend to practice that more, right? So whereas people who are in ashrams, etc., it's easy for them to perform yajnas, for example. So, but if the fundamental core concept is digested, so that person is very unlikely that he will not perform yajna in other things.
Right. Yeah, so it is all boiling down to practice. Whatever we do, we should do it as yajna, as service to God. That's why, and again, Sri Swamiji gave us the message, serve all beings as service to God. Everything is service. That's it. Very simple. So then everything becomes, so everything is service. So I'm not expecting anything in return. And as service to God, it becomes yajna, simple. So once we understand that principle, then it becomes easy for us to practice. So whatever we are eating, whatever we are seeing, I think I was telling earlier also, right? When you are listening to movie songs, but it could be, love songs between hero and heroine. We don't hear it like a love song between those two people. We hear it as a person singing to Paramatma. Actually, there are so many love songs in old movies. If you are listening like that, it perfectly applies to Paramatma also. I mean, you're praying to Paramatma, you're loving Paramatma, you cannot be separated from Paramatma, you're always thinking of Paramatma, So that movie song is you're listening to that song and offering it to Paramatma, thinking of him. So you're not I mean, if you don't want to listen, that is first thing. I mean, that is also a yajna. But if you are happy, if you happen to listen to it, then listen it as an offering to Paramatma. Think of those meanings, whatever meaning that you are hearing, you're able to hear, that is Paramatma. Let's say you are not able to hear the meaning also, then some music is good. Offer it as music to Paramatma. Anything that we eat, we have to eat it as offering to Paramatma, because Paramatma is the one who is digesting the food for us. Pranan praneshu jukpati. It includes everything, right? Whatever we are eating, going into our body, digestion is one of the prana activities. And then it gets circulated. We feel that, okay, my body is functioning because of Paramatma. My body, whatever I'm offering, right, that material is done as an offering to support my body, which is again Brahma. So those vital forces are all Brahma because they are supported by Brahma. So it is not just that Atma. I mean, again, we have to see we are not body, but the body is supported by Brahma. Okay. The next sloka. Sloka 31. Yajnasistamruta bhujo.
Bhujo.
I mean, if you are splitting it, we could probably split it as bhujaha, right? Yeah, I will repeat again. Yajnasistamruta bhujaha. Yanti brahma sanatanam. Nayam lokostya yajnasya. Kutonya kuru sattama. Let's chant together. Yanti brahma sanatanam. Yajnasistamruta bhujaha. Those who eat the amruta, amruta is ambrosia in English translation. All of you understand amruta. Those who eat the amrutam, that consists of performing karma yoga and eating the remains of the yajna. Okay, so far he talked about performing the yajna, right? Now, whatever is the remains of the yajna, like after, see, you're offering something to Paramatma, right? You can take whatever is the remains of the. So, for example, when you do the offering as the actual yajna that you're doing, right? So you're offering some things into the fire, okay, into the homam, and the remaining part you accept. From that it actually came. Okay, so you prepare some material. You have so much dravyas, in that you are offering some things to Paramatma into that fire, and then you take the remains. Yajna Sista Amrita Bhuja. Sista is the remains. After performing the yajna, whatever is a remnant or the remaining part, okay, consider that as Amrutam and experience it. Okay. So when you are let's say when we cook food, one moment. So when we cook food and we offer it to Paramatma, and you that activity of cooking food is yajna. Okay, you are offering it as yajna to Paramatma. Then after you offer that, Paramatma is not eating it, right? So you take it as a yajnasation, the remnants of the yajna. Okay, it is not like the if it, let us say we cook food and then take 2 spoons out of it and then offer to Paramatma and keep the remaining separately as not offered at all, and then taking it, not that. You're offering everything and then treating whatever is remaining there, you're treating it as a yajna prasada, yajnasation. And then experiencing it. Bhujaha is eating, or you can take it as experiencing, okay, for our bodily sustenance. This is very important. I mean, we are cooking food, then offering to Paramatma, whatever, after offering to Paramatma, we are eating. We know that we have to eat food to sustain our body. So for that purpose, we are eating. Not again to enjoy sensory pleasures. The purpose is gone again, right? If you are eating, now let us take that. So you're offering whatever you're eating, you're offering to Paramatma inside you, right? And that sense, you're putting it as into the mouth, and then that sense is considered as a the fire, right? Into the fire of the senses. Yes. Again, you don't think that, oh, I am experiencing it. You say, even if you're experiencing it, you're experiencing as a service to Paramatma, right? So anything that we are experiencing as service. Anything that after offering as a service, whatever is remaining, we accept it as the Amrutam, that is so valuable for us, for our sustenance of our body. Then Brahmayanti Sanatanam, they attain eternal Brahma. So perform yajna to get rid of our sins. Whatever is the yajnasation, the remnants of the yajna, you consider it as, you accept it for sustenance of the body. Okay. Again, offering it as offering to Paramatma. Then we attain eternal Brahma. So here again the concept of Paramatma, right? So there are 3 realities. We have Prakriti, Atma, Paramatma. So Paramatma is indweller of Atma also. Okay. So when we are self-realized, I am Atma and I am the body of Paramatma. So I am Atma, we are not saying, oh, I don't recognize Paramatma. So when I say I am Atma, Paramatma is present in me. Okay, so that is the self-realization. So when we are performing the activities as yajna and accepting whatever remnants that from that yajna for the sustenance of our body, if we live like that, then we reach Paramatma. We attain self-realization, which includes realizing that Paramatma is in me. Okay, and Lord Krishna is saying, "Hey Kurusattama, O Arjuna, Nayam lokaha asti ayajnasya kutaha anyaha kurusattama." So the two lines, right? Ayajnasya. Ayajnasya is who does not perform yajna. Right? Very simple. Or of the one who does not perform yajna, or for the one who does not perform yajna. Does not perform yajna means he is performing his duties, but he is not performing those duties as yajna. For such a one, okay, na ayam lokaha asti. This world is not there. This is very, cryptic one. You know, what does it mean? You know, this world is not there means what? Okay. If I am performing my duties or any activity that I am performing without doing it as yajna, then whatever I am supposed to get from this world, I will not get it. Okay? Or what we are supposed to get from this world is, we have Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay? Dharma, Artha, Kama are for this world, and Moksha is, for the higher worlds, right? Going to the higher world. So that is the, so this Artha means goal. So there are 4 goals for us. So Dharma, Artha, Kama is for this world, and moksha is the goal to reach a state where we are not going to take birth again. While we are in this birth, in this cycle of births, then our goals are rotating around dharma, artha, kamas. Okay, so dharma is virtue in English, artha is wealth, and kama is desires. So we have goals towards these. So we want to be virtuous, okay, perform our duties according to dharma. So that is one. And then we want to acquire wealth or preserve wealth that we have. That is artha. And kama is, we have some desires and we want to get those desires fulfilled. For a person who does not perform the activities as yajna, this world does not exist. That means they will not be able to achieve the goals that are suitable for this world. Now, we get a question, right? How is that? So I'm performing, let us say I'm doing my job. I don't believe in God and all these concepts. Am I not going to get salary? Am I not going to become, there are so many millionaires, billionaires who don't believe in God. So what does that mean? Then we are still getting money. We are still getting fame. We are still getting our desires fulfilled.
But the basic qualifications, what you need to get moksha, you won't get them, right? That's the thing.
Yes. Yeah, but Lord Krishna is saying this world does not exist. So that means, and later he says, kutaha anyaha, he's saying. So how can the other world be for him? how can you get other world? That is, how can you get moksha? If you will not get what you want in this particular, while you are in this birth cycle, and you will not get moksha also. So this is a tricky one that I'm a little bit trying to understand. So because people say that, oh, I don't believe in all these concepts, and I will do with my desires. I am doing it. This is for me, and I want to enjoy all the pleasures in the world. This is, I get only one life to enjoy. Let me enjoy to the maximum, right? So they are successful also. I mean, it appears they are successful.
But they're not happy, right? That's what the sloka.
They will be happy also. People are, just enjoying their life.
So what is this dilemma? Means how do we conclude on this dilemma? Means if people are not doing the right things, they are earning money, becoming rich, and living happily. So seems to be a contradiction here, right?
Right. Yeah. So we are, looking from you have a local minimum and global minimum concepts, or local maximum, global maximum concepts in mathematics, right? So we are looking at these things from one particular life perspective, right? So there are so many people who struggle so much. They have all good intentions, but they don't have money. They are always in troubles. They have health problems. They have some problem or the other. Why?
Past karma, right? Past karma.
Past karma.
Exactly. So, I mean, when we are doing the activities like this, we are acquiring more and more karmic bondage, which will take us down and down and down. So, yes, in this particular life, they are able to, they become a millionaire. They're able to satisfy their desires. They're able to enjoy pleasures. They have good health, even though they do all kinds of activities. However, this is only a local phenomena, or a phenomena that is specific to this particular life. The next second they have another birth. What happens in that case? They will not be getting those things because of the karmic bondage they acquired. So, so typically when we see that, oh, I am body and I'm able to enjoy things, I'm getting everything that I want, this concept seems to be like contradictory. But as soon as I say I am Atma, and this body is just 1/10,000th second of Brahma. 1 second of Brahma is 10,000 births for me, let us say. So I may have a little bit, here and there. I get it, but the next birth and next birth will be very, very difficult for me. And we can see that we don't have to take another birth to see those things. We can experience a lot of people, they are born into a very poor families for no fault of theirs. It looks like no fault of theirs, or get into all kinds of troubles, no fault of theirs. They're born into a place where there are so many natural problems for no fault of theirs. It appears like that, right? So they're not getting what they want. They're not able to get their desires fulfilled. They're not able to get the wealth or preserve their wealth. They're not able to do anything right. Okay, so if someone does not perform their activities as yajna, they are getting into states where they will go down and down and down. So if someone is going down even in this world, how can you think of upper worlds? That's what Lord Krishna is saying. Kutaha anya, like you can't even, you don't even have $1 to buy a coffee. How can you think of, going to a 5-star hotel and enjoying for 5 nights, or a cruise, right? You can go on a cruise. So the basic thing is to do this yajna for any activity that we are doing. I mean, of course, the activities are supposed to be our duties. Any duty that we do, any ritual that we are doing, we are not running after the desires, right? So we are only talking about the daily activities and periodic activities, nitya naimitika karmas. We do them as yajna, applying the framework of yajna. Then we become karma yogis, or we are practicing karma yoga. When we are practicing karma yoga, it clears our karmic bondage. Then we get what we want in this life, and also we can aspire to reach moksha as well. Again, when we get what we want in this life, maybe locally, locally in the sense, in this particular life, we may have troubles, right? But don't be discouraged by it, because this is just 1/10,000th of a life, of Brahma. So the next instant, we are taking a birth which will be better than this. Again, we have to make the best use of. That's why, don't think of future births. Whatever birth that we have right now, we have to do all those activities as yajna, without missing anything, without without becoming lazy, and without becoming tamasic, or without becoming rajasic. We do those activities, then we are getting more and more of our desires fulfilled, or we are getting more and more wealth. Because we are having less karmic bondage, so we have less difficulties in life, and more we will be in a society where we will get a lot of support, and we will not be suffering because of any physical disabilities and things like that. So we are able to achieve things in this life, and we can also aspire to become liberated. Okay. Sorry, we went over by 10 minutes.
Thank you, Yajna.
Good discussion, good questions. Thank you so much. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacham sendriyedva vidhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat karomi yadjat sakalam parasmai narayanayet samarpayami Srimannarayanaye samarpayami. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Sri Narayana. I'll stop recording, and just one moment. Let me one moment. I'll take time.